Welcome you to our topic today. Today we gonna learn about how to train a puppy to stay. Are you ready? Let's go. What preparations do you need to train a puppy to stay? There are some things you can prepare to make your training perfect. These following things may help you a lot to train your puppy effectively. Let's look at what they are now. A collar and leash. It's adjustable with a heavy obligation snap buckle. In addition, for each collar purchased, the employer donates one to a safe haven pet. Tasty treats. These soft, chewy wellness treats are perfect for pup teeth. A clicker, in case you plan to apply one. Otherwise, choose a bridge phrase like, yes, to connect the desired conduct to the reward. Greater on clickers and other education resources here. Once you have everything you need, you'll need to pick out a secure vicinity to train. Start indoors, and steadily pass to out-of-doors locations with more distractions as your domestic dog masters the command. How to train a puppy to stay. To create the best way to train a puppy to stay, we need a collection of the most effective training tips. Below are the top 7 amazing puppy training tips to train your puppy to stay. Let's explore now. Start with duration. In the first stage of education, stay, you'll build up the period of time your puppy can sit down nonetheless. Start along with your puppy in a sit down or down position. Stand immediately in front of her, one or steps again. Hold your hand in the front of you along with your palm, dealing with the puppy in a stop position. Most dogs will naturally pause and pay interest at this motion. When your domestic dog looks at you and sits still, click your clicker or say your bridge phrase and supply her a deal with. Act fast. At the start, your pup's attention may be very fast. Reward them for pausing. Repeat the action, and this time upload the phrase, stay, whilst you put up your hand. Also, repeat the click, bridge plus deal with praise. Repeat the above steps, progressively lengthening the amount of time your hand is up as your domestic dog increases her focus. Throw in distraction once your domestic dog reliably stays. Nevertheless, when you operate the stay command and hand cue, it's time to begin putting extra distance between you. Starting with your domestic dog in a take a seat or down position, inform her to state the usage of the hand motion and take a step backward. If the pup moves or gets up, trap her lower back to her starting position and begin over. If the puppy remains in a single place, straight away click bridge plus praise her with a deal with. Repeat this process until your domestic dog always remains in one place. Once your pup reliably remains, when you're taking one step back, you could steadily add steps. Don't try to add too much, too fast. If your pup breaks, gets up, entice her back to her beginning position and begin over. Adding distance in your doggies live will take time. Remember, patience and consistency are key. Adding distance is the closing goal of education. The live conduct, if you want to walk far from your canine and depart her in a strong stay. We upload distance last because the live desires to be stable before you go away your canine, to maximize your likelihood of success. Again, upload distance in small steps, to assist your canine to succeed. Throw in distraction to train a puppy to stay. If your domestic dog has mastered staying in one vicinity while you are taking steps far away from her, it's time to add an extra distraction. The idea here is to gradually grow the issue of the command. Gradually is the important thing word. Don't try to upload too many distractions at once, and don't forget to continuously praise your pup for her stay. Again, start with your domestic dog in a take a seat or down position. Give the stay command and hand motion, then do one of the following distractions. Turn your back on the domestic dog. Then, walk some steps away. Walk in a circle around your pup. Toss a toy or deal with to at least one side. Ring the doorbell. This one calls for a second human to assist. Practicing stay with quite a few distractions and environments will assist your domestic dog learn how to sit still in any situation. Using treat to train a puppy to stay. As Doggy Dan, the online dog trainer founder, said, treating your puppy takes a big role in the success of training. So how we can make use of treat on our puppy? Let's discover now. If she receives up before you may click on, say oops, and whisk the deal with behind you again and ask her to take a seat again. Repeat this step until she realizes that obtaining up makes the deal with disappear. Ask her to sit down again. If necessary, keep a treat at your chest, or even permit her nibble on it properly in the front of her nose, to maintain her sitting till you may click on. When you already know she'll stay for as a minimum second, you could begin to say, "Stay," after you've asked her to sit down, and earlier than you click, "Deal with," and release. You can also use a hand spark off for the stay, if you wish, by using retaining out your hand together with your palm closer to your dog's nose. If you do this, resist the temptation to keep your hand out for the entire life. Your dog turns into dependent on your hand to keep the live behavior, and it's going to be hard to fade it later. Teaching your puppy to stay in front of the door with your dog sitting at your facet in the front of a door, tell her to wait. It works exceptionally if you use a door that opens far away from you. If the door opens in, it's much tougher to use it to dam the dog if she begins to exit, especially as soon as you're past the open it a crack stage. Move your hand a few inches towards the doorknob. If your canine doesn't pass, click on your clicker or use your verbal marker, and feed her a tasty treat. Repeat this step several times, moving your hand closer toward the doorknob in small increments, clicking and giving her a deal with whenever she stays sitting. Remember that you're shaping the behavior in tiny steps. If she gets up, say "oops," and feature her sit, then attempt again. If she receives up or 3 times in a row, you're advancing too quickly, go again to moving your hand just a few inches toward the knob, and make your increments even smaller. When she'll live sitting as you pass your hand towards the door, attempt definitely touching the knob. Click and supply her a treat if she remains in place. Then jiggle the doorknob. Click and reward her for now not shifting. Repeat several instances, clicking and giving her a deal with whenever, before slowly beginning the door a crack. Out-of-sight training. One of the best methods to learn how to train a puppy to stay in the out-of-sight training. The final step to a simply strong stay is live with humans out of sight. The most common use of this conduct is for upper degree obedience competition. Few owners count on their dogs to stay frozen in place inside the actual world even as they pass shopping, if for no other reason than the protection danger. Leaving a canine tied in public outside a store is risky, to mention not anything of the large risk of leaving them untethered and out of your sight. To teach an out-of-sight life, go back to shaping. Your canine is already strong on distance, distraction, and period. As you exercise your stays, from time to time step via the entrance and out of sight for a second, and return earlier than your canine has time to comprehend you're gone. Click go back, and treat. As you gradually increase the time you're out of the room, you may installation a replicate at a perspective that will assist you to study the canine in your absence, so you don't click at the same time as she's making a mistake. Be careful, if your canine learns that she can watch you in the mirror, it's going to defeat the purpose of being out of sight. Practice several times to train a puppy to stay takes time, patience, and consistency. Puppies have quick attention spans, so spoil up education into several quick sessions throughout the day. Laying a solid education foundation will make life with your puppy less difficult and extra fun. Gradually form for longer remains by means of extending the period of time you've got her to sit earlier than you launch her. As soon as you may, fade the usage of the deal with to maintain her sitting. When she'll live for quite a number seconds, you can click on and deal with numerous times at some point in the stay, so she knows that the press of the clicker doesn't mean release. At first I repeat the stay cue once I click and treat, to assist my canine succeed. Over time, I fade the use of the additional stay cues and the hand activate. I noted that the release cue approach your dog must arise. This is the only way you recognize for certain she is aware that she was released from the life. If you use it to mean, you can stand up in case you need but you don't have to, you won't recognize for certain if she heard or understood the discharge. If you make certain she gets up after the discharge, you'll know she's getting it. What to do when your dog makes a mistake? When you learn how to train a puppy to stay, your dog will make mistakes sometimes. In this case, you can train your dog in front of the door to fix the mistake. If your canine doesn't circulate, click on and treat. If she does get up, say oops, and close the door. You're coaching her that getting up makes the door near. If she wants the possibility to exit, she wishes to preserve sitting. Gradually open the door a chunk extra, an inch or two at a time. Any time she gets up, say oops, and near the door, and strive again. If you get or 3 oops in a row you're doing too much, back up a few steps and progress extra slowly. Click and reward her for no longer moving, several times at each step. When you could open the door all the way, take one step through it, prevent, turn round and face your dog. Wait a few seconds, click on, then return to your dog and deliver her a food reward. When she's in reality stable with you taking walks out the door, you can once in a while invite her to exit the door beforehand of you, with you or after you, her real lifestyle's reward, and sometimes walk through and near the door, leaving her inner as you would in case you have been leaving for work. Once the door has closed, she's unfastened to rise up and move around. One of the terrific things about the wait cue is that dogs do appear to generalize it quite easily. If you teach it at a door to your home, they'll understand pretty quickly when you ask them to wait while you open the automobile door. Conclusion on training your puppy to stay. Teach your puppy the stay command means a lot in obedience training your puppy. Once your pup follows your stay command, there will be fewer messes or bad situations to happen. Also, learning how to train a puppy to stay contribute to training your pup to be calm. Your puppy will learn how to control himself better. Such as he can control himself in front of food. Or other exciting factors like doing to dog parks. Today we have learned together about 7 training methods for teaching your puppy to stay. These training tips are the top collection from the online dog trainer program. They are easy to perform but still ensure the effectiveness. I hope this knowledge will be helpful to you. Also, you are welcome to receive a totally free obedience training series video from Doggy Dan. Through that series video, Dan has shared a lot of smart tips to obedience train your pup easily. With those training tips, you can save a lot of time to train your pup successfully. Click here to get access. Leave your comments below. Follow me for more interesting topics. Thanks for your time.